Okay, we're covering the Block 2, Phase 2 program. This is 3 weeks. This is going to be another GPP phase. You just finished up with a 3-week GPP phase, so we're going to roll into another one. Really what the emphasis right now is on building work capacity in general. So we're kind of going through a phase where we're backing off on heavier loading. We're going to work on your ability to do more work in a given amount of time and improve upon that. So with that said, what we're looking to do is build both strength capacity as well as aerobic capacity. So we're going to be using developmental training volumes. In other words, we're going to just, like I said, be looking to increase the total amount of work done in amount of time over the phase. So we can do this by adding more sets, reps, and or weight. So it's really not rocket science, but it needs to be said also that while we're doing that, we need to make sure that we're moving well and doing everything with good technique, not just trying to pile on the work and just suffer through it, okay? So the loading that we're gonna be using here is gonna be kind of on the light to moderate side. I'm gonna get into that here in a second, but with regard to the strength work that y'all are going to be doing on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So we're going to be working with an intensity that basically allows for 3 to 4 reps in reserve. Okay, so anytime that you see RIR, that's an acronym for reps in reserve. So that basically means 3 to 4 reps left in the tank. So like after you finish a set of 10 reps, you could have probably done 13 or 14 with the load that you have. So we're not trying to max out anything. We're not trying to really go all out at all. So one of the main goals here is to do work while you're keeping your heart rate at a manageable level. So this is during the strength, actually both the strength workouts as well as the aerobic workouts. We're not doing anything where it's like HIIT or sprint type intensity at all. Sustainable might be the best word to use here. So what we're doing with this is it's just basically a great way to build some mental toughness, and I feel confidence in your ability to remain in control while you're doing work. So just trusting that the loading and the amount of stress that we're imposing on the body isn't to such a degree that things are going to break down or that you're just going to completely just fall off. So as a ballpark, what we're doing in general, again with the strength workouts as well as the aerobic workouts, we're keeping the heart rate under 150 is a ballpark at all times. So everyone's at a different age. I've got specific instructions as far as kind of calculating the heart rate that you need to be at based on your age for the aerobic work. But just in general for our strength workouts, if we're keeping the heart rate under 150 at all times, then you know that you're working at a level that we need to be at. So if your heart rate goes above that, then you basically back off a little bit, rest a little bit, dial back the pacing of the exercise that you're doing, and then get back to it. So it might take a little finagling, and also too with the loading, kind of knowing what loads to choose. So as I always say, it's better to err on the side of being conservative and start off easy, and you can always increase. So what we're gonna in general try to do over the course of this 3-week phase is to, and I'm going to again get into this here more specifically in a second, but look to increase the, keep the same loading on the strength movements, but just increase the amount of work that we're doing by the duration. So we'll get to that here in a second. But yeah, so when we look at building the aerobic base or in capacity in general, so your strength capacity, aerobic capacity, what we're also doing during this work is improving your ability to recover from your workouts and workouts in general. But also too, what's cool is like when you build that base with work capacity, that allows you to layer on top of it with more intense phases that are to come. So aside from that, you're going to improve your ability to recover in between sets of work during your strength work, during intervals. Your body's just going to become more efficient at handling work. So yeah, so let me get into some specifics for the strength work. So here's a little breakdown in general for the strength workouts that are Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're going to do a little warm up with some bands for the hips and for the upper back, and then a power, movement, and mobility circuit. So you kind of get to choose your own adventure on those. Each day is going to have a little bit different sequence, but in general, we're going to have a lower kind of power movement, an upper body power movement, a TGU or Turkish get up, snippets, however you want to say, but a component of the Turkish get up. So we're going to basically be building up to the full movement by doing different components. So you'll have a Turkish get up component and then a mobility drill. So we're going to go through that circuit 3 times, kind of getting you ready for the strength work that lies ahead. And then in general, on the strength days, I've got y'all doing what I call strength pairings. So we're going to be working with 3 separate pairs of exercises. In week 1, y'all are going to be doing 8 minutes. Week 2 is going to be 9 minutes, and week 3 is 10 minutes. So I've got a goal as far as like the number of sets that are to be kind of shot for with each week. But you're going to have that 8-minute kind of window within which to knock out the desired amount of sets of 2 exercises. So you'll see that these exercises are in general an upper body and a lower body non-competing type of pairing. So after you get done with an 8-minute pairing, we're gonna have 2 minutes to kind of rest and kind of get ready for the next pairing. You've got 3 of those in each strength workout, and then a little bit of a cool down involving a Turkish get up component again and some mobility work. So that's just the general broad view of the strength work and the phase in general